A Pinch of Madness, Paul's Salty Saga. Chapter 1, The Salt Cave of Wonders. In the quaint little shitey hole of Abergavenny, nestled in the Welsh countryside where the sheep outnumber the locals and the pubs outnumber the sheep, lived Paul. Paul was known by the odd moniker Paul the Magic Salt Man. At 45, bald as a badger's ass and clad in army gear because he fancied himself a tactical ninja, Paul had a funny obsession with the pink salt. His cave, hidden deep in the woods, was more than just a hoarding spot, it was a monument to his love for sodium chloride. This cave was like a scene from a salt-themed porny film. Salt sculptures of various shapes adorned the walls, furniture made from compressed salt blocks littered the space, and there was even a salt toilet, which, let's be honest, was more of a novelty than practical. Chapter 2, The Great Snooze Fest. One day, inexplicably, the world decided to take a collective nap. Cars halted mid-journey, planes hung frozen in the sky, and everyone was caught in various states of slumber. Paul, a natural night owl, was the only crazy motherflipper awake. Finally, he thought, I can enjoy my salt in peace. However, his peace was short-lived when he realized the world was morphing into his own personal salty hell. The trees were sprouting leaves made of salt, and the river had transformed into a flowing stream of saline solution, making the landscape glisten under the sun. Chapter 3, Salt, Everywhere Salt. Paul's life became a comedy of errors. His food was salt, his beer turned into a salt slush, and even his morning routine was now a salty affair. Bloody hell, this is getting ridiculous, he cursed, realizing his love for salt had perhaps gone a bit too far. He ventured into the town, now a silent, shimmering expanse of salt, where even the pigeons had turned into salty statues. The once green fields were now white plains, and the local sheep looked more like salt licks than livestock. Chapter 4, The Awakening of Simon and Wayne. One evening, while sitting on his increasingly uncomfortable salt throne, Paul heard a sneeze. At his cave's entrance stood Simon the Mushroom Man, who had woken from his fungal-induced slumber to this salty nightmare. What the flipping hell is this? Simon exclaimed. But before Paul could explain, another voice chimed in. Wayne, his market trader friend, sporting a bright red top hat, who had somehow woken up to this chaos. Oi, mate, you turned the whole bloody town into a salt lick. Diddly-dee diddly-da. Wayne laughed, his red top hat bobbing with each chuckle. Chapter 5, The Salt Spell Spectacle. With Paul's magical salt, yes, he could control it, but only because he had way too much time on his hands, the trio concocted a plan. They chanted like they were at a rugby match, danced like they were at a strip club, and mixed ingredients like they were on a cooking show gone wrong. Simon, with his knowledge of mushrooms, added a bit of earthy magic to the mix. Wayne, in his red top hat, kept chanting, diddly-dee diddly-da, adding his unique market trader flair to the spell. They tried to reverse the salt takeover with this bizarre, yet somehow effective, ritual. Miraculously, the world began to wake up. The salt receded, and people woke up to find their dreams were less about erotic adventures and more about running from giant salt grains. Chapter 6, Salted Back to Normality. Paul became a local legend. His salt cave turned into a tourist attraction where people came to gawk at his salt art and buy overpriced salt souvenirs. He opened the Salty Spoon, where he served dishes so salty they could cure your hangover or give you one. Simon wrote The Great Salt Snooze, which made him rich but left him with a weird obsession with salted mushrooms. Wayne turned his market stall into Wayne's Salt Emporium, selling everything from salt lamps to salt-flavored crisps, all while wearing his red top hat and chanting his signature, diddly-dee diddly-da. Paul, back in his cave, sometimes missed the quiet days when the world was his salt-silenced playground. But he knew, in this mad, unpredictable world, peace was just a pinch of salt away. And when life got too much, he'd retreat to his salt sanctuary, where the only sounds were the crunch of salt underfoot, Simon contemplating his next mushroom experiment, and Wayne's diddly-dee diddly-da echoing through the woods. Well, I hope you had a great festive season and a good start to the new year. Thank you for joining Adulting with Stories for another short story. This story has been ever so slightly personalized, and you could have the same. All you need to do is let us know in the comments and we'll do our best to do it for you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. We look forward to you joining us next time. Much love.